as we roll. All right. Again, become a partner. Hope for just $20 a month. Our special in-studio guests this afternoon are the Preciado. Make sure I pronounce that right. Okay. Introduce yourself, Mom. Lean into the microphone there a little bit for me.
My name is Mickey Preciado.
And, sir?
My name is Dakota Preciado.
Dakota, brother. Okay. Give us, Mom, a little bit about the background.
Dakota was diagnosed with medulloblastoma when he was 10 years old, and he went to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital where he had brain surgery, and from there we went to St. Jude in July of 2008, where he started testing, had his port placed, and began radiation and chemo for 9 months.
Wow. And I said we were talking off the air. You guys were there a lot, it sounds like.
We moved there in July, and you initially move into Grizzly for a day or two until they can place you in either Ronald McDonald or Target, depending on whether you're short-term or long-term. And we eventually ended up in Target House for the radiation part. Then when we went back for chemo, we were again placed in Target House after a few days for our 4 months of chemo.
And so, give us what was your experience?
I cannot possibly make you understand how important St. Jude is. To realize when you get there and you speak to people that fly thousands of miles just for the privilege, and you only have to drive 2. You're so blessed, and God is so good to have sent Danny Thomas and St. Jude Children's Hospital to us this close to our home. Several children from our local area were there when we were there. We know them, and it was just a blessing. They provide on-site care for eyes, ears, nose, throat, dental. We had to have our braces taken off there. It was on site. You didn't have to leave the building. You're not subjected to any outside diseases or anything unless you choose to, because everything is filtered. The atmosphere is awesome. Doctors come from all over the world just for the privilege of being there, and they are the best.
I have had the opportunity to tour the facility a couple times, and Target House that you mentioned. And I know I met with a scientist that at that time was working on a cure for the avian bird flu. And, he had come over from Australia, he was going to give a year of his time, and that had been like 4 years later. He was still there. So there's a lot of folks that when they get into it, it just feels like maybe a ministry for them, and it's hard for them to ever leave St. Jude when they realize what kind of work they're doing. So it is an awesome place, and I too have seen some folks that from West Tennessee there, and then I've talked to children from Mexico City.
Oh yeah, Honduras.
Yeah, from different.
We met a family that lived down the hall from us in Target that this was their second time. Their daughter had relapsed with leukemia, and she was on her second trip, and they were from Brazil. So, and it's an adjustment when you come from that far. We don't realize it's here, and it's such a great place.
Yeah.
The kids are not unhappy, and they receive the absolute best of care. They are number one.
And the only reason I bring up the folks that are there in these foreign countries that come here is to reiterate what you're saying, is that a lot of folks don't realize how lucky we are to have St. Jude, right here in West Tennessee with us, to be this close, because it's the best in the world. We've talked about today about what it costs, $1.5 million almost a day, and they don't turn anyone away. It doesn't matter if you don't have enough insurance to cover it. That's not even an issue. So what we're going to ask you to do right now is call 884-1049. If you're inside Obion County, that's 884-1049. If you're outside Obion County, call toll-free 1-800-323-5322. 1-800-323-5322. So how long ago, how long ago has it been? Let me turn the mic around for you a little bit. How old were you? You said you were
I was about 10 years old. Yeah. Okay, and it was like in July.
Okay.
Because I just finished this church play. I was in 4th grade at the time. And I just finished Cub Scouts when I started having the really bad headaches. And I started sleeping more often, taking naps in the day, which I don't do often.
So instead of being outside and playing, you had headaches and you were wanting to lay down and take naps, and that was the sign, kind of. Okay, and how old are you now?
I am 13. Sorry, I had to think.
That's okay. I have to have notes here all the time. All right, so 13. All right, so it's been. So when was your last visit to St. Jude?
You might want to ask my mom
Okay.
that question, 'cause I do not know.
You don't even remember? That's good. That's good.
He had a checkup in November
Okay.
of last year,
Okay.
and he goes back for his 6-month checkup in May of this year.
Every 6 months, then, is what we're doing right now.
He was on a 5-year. It's a time standard that they have.
Sure.
And for the first 2 years, you go every 3 months, and then after you hit that 2-year mark, you go every 6 months until you're 5 years out, and then you go once a year after that, and at a certain cutoff date, they then bring you back every 5 years or so.
Right.
And just, they do you the work over. At his 6-month checkup in May, he will have everything done. They will do the functional MRI, the MRI of the brain, contrast, he'll have x-rays, he'll have echocardiogram, audiology, speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy.
Wow.
And everything is on site, so
Yeah,
it's absolutely fabulous. They have the absolute best specialist in the world. He saw a pediatric cardiologist while he was there because they found something that we never knew he had, which turned out to be nothing. But
Yeah.
you know, they bring the best in.
Wonderful. Thanks for stopping by and sharing that with us this afternoon. I know you guys
Thank you.
showed up last night at our event down at KP's Music Rodeo. We thank you for coming down for that as well, and we appreciate you sharing your story with us this afternoon. Dakota, great to meet you, and if you don't mind, we'd like to get a picture before you leave. Is that all right?
Sure.
All right.